This is the Whole Care Network. Helping you tell your story one podcast at a time. Content presented in the following podcast is for information purposes only. Views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the host and guest and may not represent the views and opinions of the Whole Care Network. Always consult with your physician for any medical advice, and always consult with your attorney for any legal advice. And thank you for listening to the Whole Care Network.
Hello, my friend. Welcome to A Time to Care the Caregivers podcast. I'm Isabel Melgarejo, your host. If you listen last week, we were talking about doing activity audits and stop doing activities that we don't enjoy, that don't bring money, that are just trash in our lives. Today, we're going to be talking about how to audit the people that we hang out with. Probably you've heard that we are a combination of the 5 people we spend the most time with. So I find very important to be conscious about the people that we relate and we hang out with the most. Let's get started. A few years ago, I took a program. It was related to business. One of the things that really caught my attention, even though it was catered for business and it was a business course, they talked a lot about doing a people audit. And I wanted to bring that up today because I don't think we do this enough. We just have people in our lives that we hang out with, that we enjoy being with or not. Sometimes we're forced to be with these people, but we have all these people in our lives. I think it should be important as we're finishing January about the people that we're going to be with the rest of the year. And I find this very important because it is said that we are a combination of the 5 people we spend the most time with. If those people are negative, are always complaining, are always sad, like they're just bummers, you're going to be the same. You're going to just follow suit. Another thing that's important, sometimes we hang out with people and once we come back home, we feel drained. I have several examples. One of the most extreme examples, my mom used to have this friend or acquaintance, I have no idea. Every time that she would visit my mom, all of her plants would die. The sad thing is that she was never invited, and eventually she would show up. At that time, my mom would rush to hide all of her plants so they wouldn't die. Would let her in, her plants would die, and she would be drained after a couple of hours of spending time with this person. I'm pretty sure this is a very extreme case. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if that has ever happened to you. That has definitely not happened to me. Probably I wouldn't let someone who's so depressing in my house. But anyway, let's not do that. And if you have an example like that, I would love to hear it because I just find it fascinating. We have all these people that we relate to. Some people are a lot in our lives. They support us, we laugh with, we have a good time. Other people, we are forced to be with them. Maybe they are co-workers or family members, but we are related to all of these people in the world. Today, I want to invite you to pay attention to who you are hanging out time with. Your spouse, your kids, your family, like your extended family, your parents, your brothers and sisters. Probably they're not extended family, but anyway, you get my point. Your friends who you spend time with. Some of these friends have different roles in our lives. Some of these friends have the roles of being there and support us and being part of our journeys. Some friends come and encourage us to go for more, to be more, to achieve more. And by achieving, I'm not saying work related. I'm referring to achieving more as in anything, being more conscious about yourself, or I don't know. Friends have different roles in our lives. As I'm saying this, there are friends that have been with us for a very long time, and sometimes they go through rough patches in their lives, and we support them through a divorce or through the loss of a loved one, through whatever they're going through. We have all these people that we relate to. Sometimes we need to support some of our friends that are going through rough patches in their lives. They're going through grief or through pain or a disease or whatever. We're just there for them. What I want to get with this exercise is not about the situation, but about how you feel when you do things, when you support them. And that's very important. It's not about, hey, this is an activity that I'm going to the hospital to support my friend, but I feel energized. I feel happy. I feel joy that I was able to be there for this person that I love and sharing a little bit of my time and myself with this person. And I feel great. You feel great because you love your friend or your family or whomever was there, and you were happy to share that moment and support them. But there are other times that you go out with whomever and you feel drained. I remember this friend from elementary school. We lost track of ourselves for many years. Eventually, we reconnected after, I don't know, after many, many years, probably after 10 years that we hadn't seen each other. We met again somewhere and we started hanging out again a lot. And we would go out frequently and we were out often. One day, I noticed that every time that I would go out with her, I would come back home drained, exhausted. It was like, oh, please, no energy at all. It's not because it was super late at night. Like, that is a different kind of tiredness. It was emotionally drainage every time that I would see her. I didn't know what to do. Today, I would tell myself, like, hey, stop hanging out with her. You don't have to. But I would keep going, and it was so draining. And probably you have experienced this as well. Probably you go out with people and you come back home and you feel drained. This is so exhausting. So exhausting. And probably you have felt it as well. Let's pay attention with who we are spending time. How do you feel? And how is that relationship making you a better you? And as I mentioned before, there are times that we are there to support our friends or to support the people that we're spending time with, and that's okay. There are times that we give and there are times that we receive, and there are times that we can give a lot, and there are times that we can not give at all because we are lost or something. But what's important and what I think you need to pay attention while doing this exercise is, first of all, is how you feel when you spend time with these people. Do you come back home remembering all the jokes that you said and all the laughter that you shared? Some friends came yesterday for dinner and we were laughing at everything we had said the last time that we hung out. And we were still laughing at the same jokes and made a bunch of references about some fountains that we were talking about. So we know that joy that we shared lasts several days, several moments. So that's what we want. We want to feel joy after seeing people. And that's the first thing you need to pay attention with. How you feel when you say goodbye. If you're feeling energized, happy, positive, you're still laughing, that's someone you want to spend time with. Another thing that you want to consider when spending time with people is that they are positive. I have mentioned this in this podcast before. In all of the groups that I am in terms of caregiving in Facebook, it is all negativity. People ranting about everything and anything. We don't want people like that in our lives. We shouldn't spend time with people that are only negative, that are only sharing their negative feelings, their negative emotions, and are complaining. It doesn't feel cool. So you want to pay attention to what these people are saying. And probably if you pay attention on how you feel, you will notice sometimes these people are not the right people for you. So who is going to be the right people for you? People that are positive. And by positive, I'm not saying there's people that are going through rough patches. They're going through the loss of a loved one. They are dealing with a lot at home. Maybe they are part of the sandwich generation. And probably you are going through a lot as well. You are dealing with your own emotions. Maybe you're dealing with a parent that has dementia. That is tough. But how you see those situations is very different. You can see those situations as, okay, this is part of life. This is part of what I'm living right now. And I can decide to be positive about it and celebrate the moments that I have. Or I decide to complain about every single little thing that surrounds this situation in my life. This is absolutely up to you. You can decide how you regard your life. You can see it as something positive or as life sucks. And it all depends on you. Nobody else. I've met people that have gone through so much. Yesterday, it was my sister's birthday, and I call her to wish her a happy birthday, and she was telling me that she was really grateful for another year. When she was diagnosed as a diabetic, they told her that her life expectancy wouldn't go past her 14th, 15th birthday. And she turned 55, I think. I don't know. She's in her 50s, so way beyond her life expectancy. And this brought me like, hey, I want to be with someone. She has had a very tough life. Always. Always, always, always. Since she was 4, her life has been tough. But being with my sister is such a joy because she's always laughing. She can laugh about absolutely anything that happens to her. I know that when she tells me that something happened to her, I can laugh. And I can regard it as, okay, this happened, this is funny, let's laugh, and then let's solve this problem. And that is absolutely up to you. It is up to you if you want to laugh about the things that happened to you or not. And also, it is up to you if you decide spending time with people that laugh at what happens to their lives, or if they're going to be just complaining. Pay attention to those little details because you want to spend time with people that are positive. When you start hanging out with people that are just negative and complaining about everything, you are going to become the same as they are. And this is why it's so important that you pay attention. Because once you notice that you're spending time with people that complain about their work, about their family, about their life, about absolutely everything that's surrounding them, then you're going to be exactly the same. Because that's the behavior that you're learning, and you're going to start imitating that behavior. We imitate to be part of a group. So if you're spending time with a group that is positive and laughing, and you're going to become that person as well. And that's why it's so important to keep positive people in your life, because then you're going to be laughing at absolutely everything. And I think it's better than just complaining about life, right? What are the types of people that you want in your life? You want people that are cheerleaders, that are happy for whatever happens to you. There are times that things happen to people that surround us, and we wish that for ourselves, and it's not happening for us. And it's so frustrating, but still we can be cheerleaders for them, and we can cheerlead them and be happy for them. You want people that support you, people that are going to be there for you. And you also want to be that person for them, right? And finally, you want people that you trust. So hope this helps you in deciding which kind of people you're surrounding yourself with. Pay attention to who you're spending the most time and what they are putting in your life. What are the thoughts and words that they're putting out there into existence, and how those comments are affecting your life. So this is all for today. Talk to you next week.
This is the Whole Care Network. Helping you tell your story one podcast at a time.